Hey, what's up, everybody? This is WD Gardner from Rivendell Gardens with another update. This is the second tour, June 25th. Um, yeah, let's get started. I got a lot of harvesting to do this morning, so I wanted to definitely get a video before I harvested a lot of stuff. But I got a lot of growth, and let me start from the beginning. So right here we have cilantro, and in between the cilantro I have nasturtiums coming through. I planted cilantro last year, and it's coming to seed now. We have some peas growing in this row, some tomatoes, Swiss chard. We got our basil here. I harvested this basil last week for a CSA that I contribute to. These are two different types of basil. We have, I think, Genovese, sweet basil, and this is definitely lemon basil. Over here we have our small little herb patch where I had different type of herbs here, but the chocolate mint just took over. So I've been harvesting that. Here we have some kale that's going into seed from last year. Some more rows of kale I planted this year. The sun is just out bright this morning. We have our collard greens here. Like, a lot has grown since last week. So I'll give you a little pan real quick. You see a lot of green. Hopefully you can see it real good. But yeah, I got harvested a lot this morning, so I would definitely want to get this video in before I did that. So we have our tomatoes and our beet greens. I'm growing these beets here for the tops that I put in a salad mix that I make. We have tomatoes here. I got a lot of them staked. I got to add a lot more dirt though to support the stakes. But yeah, we got our tomatoes and peppers along here, and everything's growing good though. Got an elderberry bush here, some chamomile back there in that row, and some peppers. More basil. Got our lemon cucumbers back here. This row back here, some lemon cucumbers. Cilantro in this patch right here. Then I have, tomatoes in this row with parsley planted on the side. Give you a bit better view of this area. Have some more tomatoes. Have cilantro on the side of these tomatoes and basil on the side. So I do a lot of interplanting, companion planting, and it shades it out, a little bit when it starts growing. I actually got to stake these tomatoes today, so I'll do a video later about staking these tomatoes, or how I stake my tomatoes, or why I stake them and how I prune them. But here's more, cilantro interplanted, basil interplanted. It grows really well, and then I harvest it continuously, and I plant, more in succession. So I'm always planting stuff every week or every 2 weeks. Something's getting planted, and I'm always harvesting. So it's coming back before it can go into flower. So here we have sorrel that went into seed from last year. I never grew sorrel. This is some type of red vine sorrel. So we have our tomatoes, more tomatoes, and have parsley interplanted in these tomato beds. It's mainly on the side. I don't have anything planted in between them. It's mainly on the side of stuff that grows tall and can kind of shade, the cilantro. After the first or second cut, these tomatoes will be huge, and it's going to give it a little more shade, as well as the basil. The tomatoes is going to give this basil a little more shade too, so it helps the growth and don't dry out so quick. We have eggplant in this row. Some eggplants. I've been having some pest problems with eggplants, mainly the birds and the squirrel. They come in here and dig them up. So I've lost a few eggplants, but they're starting to come back. Had to replant a lot of them. We have our dino kale here, interplanted with more basil around, and some volunteer tomatoes growing in between those that I have to pick or transplant. But it's getting a little too late for that, I believe. Get my cold crops ready. And we have our zinnia and cosmos, I believe, and some other nice little red blooming plant, or orange maybe. But yeah, so I plan to do a lot of cut flowers this year, and a lot of it's blooming. It's starting to bloom now. So, you know, add the flowers for beneficial insects and, you know, beauty. And, you know, it just attracts a lot more stuff to your garden that's beneficial, I believe. So we have our bed of deal. Like I said, I contribute to a CSA, so we cut this down. This bed is going to be shaved down today. But I have that planted with, you know, some snapdragons around and some other perennials, just kind of give it a nice feel, a nice flow. We have more flowers on the side over here, sunflowers and other annuals that just bloom and attract, you know, bees and pollinators. Okay, and then we have our rows back here. I have some peas, some more tomatoes here, some more lemon cucumbers here, some more collards right here, some more tomatoes, some spring onions, I think bunching onions in here with tomatoes planted in the back of it, or on the side of it, that we're going to trellis up. It's a bed of strawberries. The birds has been hacking at these. You can't really stop them. And the squirrels kind of run along here and run down this pole and get what they want and kind of take off. They're pretty slick. Or hop over here and hop on here. So anyway, we got stuff planted in these beds. Having nasturtiums and peppers, and nasturtiums in this row, peppers in this row. Some more tomatoes with some sweet peas, I believe, in there. Then we have some lettuce mix that's coming up back here. We have our alley back here. I have herbs planted all through here, different type of herbs. We have some rue, some stevia, some lemon thyme, some hyssop, and oregano. So a lot of stuff is starting to grow. I added a few more things. I think I added a rue and the stevia from last week, and this mint transplanted from another part of the garden and put in this pot. You know, so stuff is growing. Got our pineapple mint and our lime mint, you know, lemon savory. So everything is just starting to take off, like, really well. I've been paying a lot of attention to just keeping it watered and keeping it hydrated. So we come to the backyard. So this is the side lot. Give it a nice little pan. It's kind of hard to see. It's early. My little greenhouse where I start my stuff. What's up, Ray?
See these down there.
Oh, nice. What's that?
Pretty. I don't know. I want you to check it out. But it's down there in the vacant lot over by where Mondo Pile at.
Yeah.
It's a running vine sitting back over in the weeds, and it's beautiful.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna see if. Oh, actually, let me get a
little
good view of that. And if anybody watching this video, if you can ID this plant for me, let me know. But I'm gonna post it on our on Facebook and ask people.
It's a running. It's beautiful.
Yeah. I'm gonna check it out.
It's back in the thing, but the sun is pulling it out, you know.
Okay. Okay. All right, go ahead, do your thing, man. Do your thing. I'm just doing a little video real quick
Yeah, I see you
before I do.
like that, man.
So back here,
Shit, you know what you doing,
I'm
bro.
trying, man. I get it from you, Ray. I get it from you, man.
Oh, shit, you got what I wanted to do.
Hey, this for us,
I
man.
can't do it, but you doing it for me. Tell you, proud to see this.
Man, I appreciate that you know what I'm saying, you enjoying it, man.
Anything
You know.
I can do to contribute to you.
Oh man, you've done enough, man. You inspired and you let me use tools and you know what I'm saying? You help. You contribute to this as much as I've done a lot, man. You helped tremendously, man.
You got your shit all up.
Yeah. You know, I'm doing it, man. I'm trying to use the space, man, and trying to just show, you know, what's possible, you know, if you want to do it like this. And it still looks good. It doesn't look,
like
you know.
showing your shit off when these motherfuckers come think they got something. I said, let me show you.
Yeah, let me show you my
Yeah, these motherfuckers talking about they little guy. I said, let me show you something.
Right. You know, you could consider this as a little farm now. All right, let me shoot the rest of this real quick, and then I'm gonna do some harvesting.
Get out your way. I know you busy.
Okay, man. I'll talk to you in a little bit. Did you get that dirt yet, or you need it?
Whenever you want to bring it over.
Okay, I got you.
I'm just waiting. As soon as I get that done, then I can put my whatchamacallit down. But you keep doing what you're doing. You busy now.
Okay, for sure, man. I'll talk to you in a little bit. All right, cool, man. That was my cool neighbor, Ray, man. Mr. Ray. You got to see his front yard, man. He got so many perennials growing in there. It's crazy. But anyway, okay, so we in the backyard. Let me hurry up and shoot through this real quick. I got some work to do. So we got my red Russian kale here. We have our Swiss chard, some more tomatoes. I think it's more of a cherry variety. I do a lot of cherry tomatoes over here. We got more basil, parsley, cilantro along here. More plants, more flowers and stuff along there. And then I have amaranth. So I have some amaranth planted in between one of the rows of tomatoes back there. Let me run and show you. So this amaranth came up from last year. And I decided to, take out some. So there was a lot just hanging around in the pathways. So I redug it, transplanted it, transplanted through here. Now it's growing all along the side here, which is, I trimmed the tomato plants up so, growth can grow underneath there because I do a lot of interplanting. So it's pretty cool. You can transplant the amaranth. And I have it now planted in between the rows. So anyway, let's get back to the back. Got a couple minutes. Okay, so we went through this kale, Swiss chard, tomatoes, basil, cilantro. Then I've been doing some container planting, so I have, nasturtiums in these pots, mint, lovage, hyssop, some winter savory. I even got figs over here, some more nasturtiums, some lemongrass and stuff, and got peppers in this row, Swiss chard, eggplants, some more basil, some more bush. I think this is fig. This is a fig tree. No. Kiwi. This is a kiwi. This is a fig. And then I have, various other things in these pots, some more nasturtiums. And then along here we have some peppers and some herbs right here, stevia. Some real hot peppers in these two rows. I believe chili peppers and some ghost peppers. A few of them ghosts, some of them died, but I had to plant some other hot peppers in this area. So it's all hot peppers right here. And then some stevia right here to kind of give it a nice little, feel. So I have some nasturtiums in these rows, but everything is growing like crazy now. Last week, these plants were puny. This week, it's amazing. So we have some more kale in this row. Beet tops. I grow the beets for the tops, which I'll be harvesting in a few minutes. As you can see, though, they're growing really well. Nice green look to them. Tastes delicious. Here go my lettuce mix that I mix in with my beet tops. You get a little spicy kick to it. A couple rows of that. And I got some more rows. Some more that's coming up. So, and we have some more lemon peppers here, or not lemon peppers, lemon cucumbers growing up here. They're starting to come up, looking a little spotty. I'm gonna plant a few more. I see another one popping up right here. So I'll give it a couple more days. If I don't see no more popping up, I'll pop a few more in there. I only have a few more seeds of those, so I kind of want to conserve a couple just in case. But we have I have some more collard greens in this row, some more cherry peppers and cherry tomatoes in this row, with nasturtiums on the side. So then you have some more Swiss chard in these rows, red Russian kale, and then I have some more cilantro coming up. So I'll plant cilantro and a lot of other things in succession to have a continuous harvest all summer, or late summer and through the fall. So this is where we at so far with the garden. A lot of stuff is growing, a lot of stuff is coming up, and it's harvest time. You know, I got some squash back here planted in these bags, these grow bags. So I've been doing a lot of container planting. The last couple of weeks I've been getting a lot of bags and filling up a lot of pots with a lot of herbs and various different plants. So we just have stuff growing all over the place back here. Have all type of sunflowers and echinaceas and zinnias growing back here in mint. Stuff growing a lot. I like to attract, bees and pollinators and beneficial insects. But, that concludes this video. If you liked what you see, definitely share, like, comment, and subscribe. And, let me know what you think. This is Rivendell Gardens, 2020. Urban Garden.